with Johnny Harris and Cleo Abram. Cleo would be the mastermind, and Johnny and I would be the slightly dumber pair of brothers.
Really, really good.
So we gathered up all the exact same materials they had at their disposal.
Never made a fake head before, but I think we can do it.
And began the first test.
I'm gonna start mixing.
Mixing what? When it comes to arts and crafts,
It's a good idea.
it's fair to say, I just need your face. This team lacked experience.
This is Mark Rober with his hat.
Despite all that, I think they turned out pretty good.
These are amazing.
As it turned out, all you really needed to do was bring in your most artistic friend, Brooke. Whose do you want to start with?
I will start with, oh God.
Brooke, save us.
And having Brooke to help us actually put us on par with the original escapees, because they had their own resident artist in one of the brothers, Clarence England, who also worked maintenance and painted as a hobby, so he provided the paint. His brother John, on the other hand, worked in the barbershop, so he provided the actual human hair they used.
Hello.
Is that how you see me?
Here's Mark.
Oh my God.
So with our picture-perfect facsimiles finished, we put our heads to the test with prison guard Bam,
Prisoner check.
who had been told all three of us remained asleep in our beds. And our outcome was significantly different than theirs.
I told you, Johnny.
It almost worked.
Why are eyes so wide open like this?
Providing early evidence, these weren't your average prisoners.
All right, next test.
Now that their diversion was set, at 9:37 p.m., they grabbed some tools and crawled through a hole in their jail cell wall they had spent the previous 6 months secretly digging out.
So this is the actual hole they crawled through to escape. As you can see, it is not very large.
Wow, this is a very tight squeeze. Ow! To give themselves a head start on digging, they decided to enlarge an already existing air vent hole underneath each of their sinks. And since they obviously didn't have access to power tools, they had to get creative, primarily using stolen spoons from the cafeteria that they'd fashioned into picks by removing the round parts. So to gain a better appreciation for what this would actually take, it was time for my jailbreak crew to get to work on a replica prison cell we built in Crunch Labs using concrete that was similar to what they would have faced.
My fingers are starting to get tired and it's literally
Wow,
2
you're
seconds.
so soft.
It quickly became clear why it would have taken them months
Prison breaking is hard.
to painstakingly scrape their way to a hole big enough to escape from.
Sorry.
Which begs the question, how do you cover up your digging progress so the guards don't discover it during their routine room inspection? So to answer that question, I headed to the prison archives to meet a good friend of mine, Adam Savage.
How you doing, man?
Because he has a lot of myth-busting knowledge on this topic.
We didn't know that there were still pieces of the original thing until we called over here, and they're like, yeah, come on down, we can show them to you.
One of the first things he showed me was this. Basically, they created an incredibly realistic vent cover made from just cardboard, notebook covers, and soap, which they then painted prison green using spare paint they stole from a maintenance shed.
From a maker standpoint, this is a masterpiece. To
Yeah.
make this out of like homegrown materials you're scabbing from the prison shop and to have looked this good like a concrete wall is incredible.
Back in prison, we were making some progress, but it wasn't exactly quiet work. Our three escapees faced this same issue and came up with a clever solution. Every night from 5:30 to 7 was music hour for all the inmates. So one of them would loudly play an accordion while one kept watch for guards with a makeshift periscope and the third one scraped away. And this noise management system turned out to be pretty effective.
Oh my God, that's so loud. We're escaping from Alcatraz.
Don't say that out loud. Sorry, let's hope no.
Sorry.
Our efforts were proving that digging through concrete with a headless spoon was very slow work. And this must have been something Frank Morris, the mastermind, concluded as well, because he ended up getting his hands on an old vacuum used for maintenance, exactly like the model shown here. And then if you pop off the top shell and then remove the fan assembly, you will find
We have a modified power drill, and that ought to speed things up a little bit.
all the inmates had power outlets in their cells that allowed them to use things like electric shavers, or in this case, bootleg engineered power drills. So with the accordion once again masking the sound, they resorted to an improved method of drilling a series of holes and then using the spoons to remove the remaining excess material between the holes. And as much as this did increase our output as well, it was clear this would still take weeks, and I wanted to get to the crawl-through test. So I raised the white flag and resorted to an air hammer, which they definitely didn't have at their disposal, until the hole was the exact same size as the holes in their cells.
Look at how much, like, concrete they would have had to remove from the premises, right?
You put it all in their pocket?
Put it out in the yard. Yeah, but this is the actual size of the hole they escaped from.
Oh, I can smell the freedom.
So it turns out they were like 135 pounds.
These are tiny dudes.
They're tiny dudes. If my head will fit through here. Pat goes first. Now I have to make it. Oh, crap. Oh, there's no way. Let's push him.
Oh, no, there's no way this guy's getting through.
All that work.
Johnny mixed things up with a feet first approach.
My head's so hot. I need the Vaseline.
Which meant it all came down to Cleo.
I can totally do this.
Oh my god.
She's doing it.
Oh my god! She's doing it! I can do it!
Yes! Send help, Cleo! Cleo! Bro, she's already gone.
Wow, okay.
Okay, well, you want a game of tic-tac-toe, I guess?
Okay.
Back to our prisoners. With step 2 out of the way, at 9:48 p.m., they found themselves in sort of a secret passageway between the cells. But the problem was, they'd have to silently make their way to step 3 that was 4 stories above them.
Here's the holes. They would crawl out right here into this utility corridor, which honestly is pretty spacious.
But more importantly, they had to make it to the loft, and there's all these pipes that basically act as ladders that lead them all the way up to
Right here. This is wild.
This was the roof of the cell block, but when they got here that night, there was already a homemade life raft and life vests, homemade paddles, and makeshift flashlights waiting for them. And that's because this wasn't their first time up here. They had been sneaking up here for months, using the same decoy heads and fake vent covers, bringing up their hidden homemade tools every night as they fabricated their means for escape. And they knew about this spot because one of them was actually assigned to work up here for a couple hours during the day, painting the ceiling and doing general maintenance under the watchful eyes of the guards patrolling right across the hall. So they devised a plan, and every day he would sweep dust down onto the polished floors below, and when the guards and other prisoners eventually complained about the mess, he proposed a simple solution, hanging up blankets in these locations to stop the dust from falling down, creating themselves a private little workshop in the process.
So of course, once they hung out the blankets, that means they could work up here undetected for months, coming up every night, doing some work, crawling down in the morning. Frank Morris, the mastermind, just an absolute genius.
And of course it makes sense then why during the day they'd work as slowly as possible, taking months to not even finish painting the whole ceiling.
Oh, this is cool. So you could literally see how far he made it over just to buy themselves more time.
Frank worked in the library, which gave him access to reading materials like Popular Mechanics, where he learned some of the skills they used for designing their paddles and constructing the raft and life preservers made from over 50 Army-issued raincoats they had borrowed or stole from other inmates. And bear in mind, these weren't exactly ideal working conditions.
Any noise they make up here just echoes throughout the entire prison. On top of that, this is where the guards would patrol back and forth with Thompson submachine guns, keeping an eye on all the prisoners. So it's wild that just 15 feet away, these guys were literally fabricating their means for escape.
And now that they had completed step 3 and were ready to head to the roof with all their provisions, it was our turn to do the same by building the actual rafts we would use to make our own escape.
So now we're up to the loft, we're out of our cells, but the next big step is how do you make it through these frigid, shark-infested waters?
What's cool is they had these Popular Mechanics magazines.
And inside was how to make a homemade life preserver.
No way.
Literally, your life preserver, how will it behave if you need it?
This is the one I feel like is the most nonsensical. It's such a refined construction of a life vest. I feel like this is them showing off.
This is absolutely them showing off. It's like get a piece of foam and like a milk jug. You know, it's doing the same thing. Is this a raft?
Our theory was that they made 4 tubes and then realized we don't need the second short one because we can just make it a long triangle.
These tubes are something like 14 feet?
Yeah.
That's a yacht. Now, those instructions were applicable for the typical material you find in a rain jacket. So these guys collected like 56 of them. They made life preservers in a raft, which we are about to do.
These are some smart dudes.
MacGyver on steroids. Here we go.
We found a roll of rubberized canvas that matched the material of the prison issue rain jackets and then cut them into rain jacket size strips.
Oh yeah. Wow, that's satisfying.
Satisfying flow. Wow. Oh, that was so unsatisfying.
And then we used period accurate rubber cement to glue the segments together with 2.5-inch seams.
Our life depends on these seams. If one of these even has a little leak, oh.
My applicator already broke. Are there more applicator?
And then fully sealed the deal with some hammer time. And if this seems insanely loud, don't worry.
I'm gonna cover it up.
We brought the Accord.
guards will have no idea what we're doing! And with that, we rolled it onto itself, then sealed the ends, which led to the final test, seeing if we could inflate it using the same secret weapon the escapees had.
Oh, yes.
They took an accordion and actually used it as an air pump. Yeah.
There you go.
It's pretty strong. See? Okay.
The fate of our survival rests on this moment. This is